How are y'all doing, sweethearts? Good afternoon. Happy Friday. I think it's Friday. Are you still feeling the intensity? Sweet ones, we are the masters of chaos. We are the pillars of peace amongst the chaos. No matter what goes on, we are that pillar of peace and that pillar of love. And when each of us can master being calm and remaining peaceful in the midst of chaos, in the midst of turbulence, in the midst of collapse and deconstruction and release and purging, that is when you step into your full mastery. When you can maintain that calm and that peace as the master of chaos in the eye of the storm. And so that's what we're dealing with, sweethearts. You know, things are coming out, people are projecting, people are losing it. They're short-circuiting, and we're just here to be that pillar of peace, that pillar of light, that pillar of love. It is how you react to that chaos when it is presented that is creating your future. And again, when you can master being that peace and being that calm in that chaos, in those projections at you, and maintain that in every experience that you become your master. I love you too, Richard. I love all you sweet ones. Good morning, Moonlight. Good morning, Watson, Shell, Richard, Janie, Jessica, Amy. I love you guys. Big, big hugs and blessings. So as this continues, as people continue to, how you doing, Kelly? Big hugs and blessings, sweetheart. As they continue to project out at you, as they continue within their space of that Messiah program and that old AI matrix, hold space and love them. Allow them to be what they want to be. It is their soul's evolution. You have evolved your soul, and you will continue to evolve your soul and descend your spirits, sweet ones. And you will continue to come into that sacred balance and that sacred harmony and that sacred union within as it manifests now in the physical without. It is just a matter of just building through peace and love, sweet ones. And the more you can remain in that peaceful heart, in that calm, as the chaos swirls around us, that is how you build upon the new earth grid. So love yourselves through it, pamper yourselves through it, drink lots of water, sweet ones, and really just stay in your peaceful heart. Stay in the love and the calm of your natural state of being. And breathe. Braveheart wants to say hi. He crawls up here. It's not often he crawls up and lays on me, but since the solar eclipse, so is my dogs, though. They've been really, really loving. And that, you know, if you have animals, that can show you validation of just what this total solar eclipse did. It brought into a heart-based unity consciousness that's not going away anymore. These energies from this total solar eclipse can be here for up to 2 years, sweet ones. So allow that heart-based energy of unity consciousness to bathe you in each moment, in each breath, through the chaos and turbulence and the release and the purging of what is going on, as everything that has been constructed in the old 3D matrix has to be deconstructed through the heart, and allow that to take place, ones. By doing so, by remaining in your peaceful hearts, by remaining calm rather than reacting, is where you find the magic. And if you find yourself teetering or being affected, really allow yourselves to deep breathe. Really allow yourselves to take some time out and really be present with yourselves. And really allow yourselves to just feel the bliss and the magic. You can find that bliss and that magic within anything and everything, sweet ones. You just have to look for it, and you will find it. But you have to look through it from this eye, from here. And that's the magic of you. That's the magic of us. So really allow yourself, sweet ones, throughout this chaos that is presenting itself in the turbulence, as the old is deconstructing, so the new can be built. In every moment there is a death and there is a birth. In every moment there is an ending and there is a beginning. In every moment there is an action taken and a reaction given. In every moment there is a choice and there is a consequence. In every moment we can rise or we can fall. And it all depends on your reactions to what is being presented, your emotional frame of mind at what is being presented, the triggers, if you are triggered, at what is being presented, your thoughts in every given moment, your emotions in every given moment. Determine. You want to know what's coming, sweet one? Observe your emotions, because the past will always dictate your future. Because what you experience right here, right now, in this moment, and how you react to it, is what is determining your future. And that is how the past will always dictate it. Because the past and the future are right here, right now. And it is how you live in this moment now, how you feel in this moment now, how you react in this moment now, is what is creating your future. And when you become the master of chaos by remaining in your peaceful heart and not allowing, remaining in calm and not allowing the outside world to dictate your emotions, the physical experiences to dictate your emotions, that you are changing the energetic behavior pattern that is being presented so you can change the future. In the past cannot dictate it any longer. And that is why the past and the future and the present now are all one and the same. There is no separation, there is no division. It is all here right now. And it is how you deal with those memories, those cellular memories in your DNA that are being presented right now, the karmic return energies that are being presented right now, that is creating the future. And when you become the master of chaos and the pillar of peace, sweet ones, you will allow yourselves to only create a magical future, because you do not react to the past that is presenting itself. So, I encourage you to breathe, sweet ones, when this comes up, when this is presented. How you doing, Emma? How you doing, Patricia? Who did I miss? Rose, Amy, Jax, Dana, Stacy, Jessica. I'm not sure who else I missed. Big hugs and blessings, sweet ones. Cassandra, big hugs and blessings. Yes, it is very important to observe your own emotions, but also your actions to fabricate yourself a better future. Absolutely. And when you can focus and stay and remain in your heart space, sweet ones, and you can continue regardless of the turbulence and chaos being presented, when you can continue to create through it all, when you can continue to take action to build your dream, when you can do to build your dream, your 5D new reality that you have been afforded through this total solar eclipse, you will discover you can manifest it here in the physical plane much easier, gracefully, and more gentle, and more quickly. Because everything comes down to energy, frequency, vibration, and numbers. So allow yourselves to fly through these with grace, sweet ones. Allow yourselves to give yourself permission to be the eagle that you are. And allow yourself to soar above as you see through the eyes of the Creator down below, and merge heaven and earth together as one again. Allow that sacred union that is taking place within as it balances and harmonizes to manifest in balance and harmony into the physical plane. Mickey, I look a little bit refreshed. I just woke up from a nap. I have had an incredibly intense couple days of constantly being projected at and dealing with, it's not easy being that pillar of peace, sweet ones, when you're constantly being screamed at, constantly being projected at, constantly being challenged. And yet, that is our natural state of being. And so thank you, Makey, for saying that I look a little bit refreshed, because I sure don't feel it. I feel exhausted. I have spent so much time in private messages. I am going through my own personal, presentations of death, and, and sometimes you have to step back. Kaz, why do they do it? To test you? Sometimes it's to test us. Sometimes, what it is, Kaz, is what it comes down to is each of us are in a space where there's a whole lot of unawakened people. And we're in those spaces for a purpose. We are in those spaces to be the pillar of light, to be the pillar of love, to be the pillar of peace, and to be the masters of chaos that we are. And lower condensed light, if you will, is darkness. What humanity labels as darkness is drawn to the light. And just as we, on our individual journeys, whether we want to claim it or not, I claim it. I claim full responsibility, because it's a space that we all go through. But we too project it out, because as the more you face your inner demons, which is where all darkness in the outside world truly exists, is in the density and the heaviness within your hearts. That's all they know and believe to be true. So they are going to project out at you whenever you speak your truth. And Kaz, that's why they do it, beautiful. And as they are drawn to the light, and as that light bathes and floods the condensed light, or what you label darkness, within the heart, it brings it to the surface to be returned to the light. And as they go through that process and they go through their journeys, they will project out as if they are not at the same frequency as the truth that you write, the truth that you speak. And that's why it's so necessary, sweethearts, to really not react. Because the second you react, you're claiming their truth to be yours, regardless if you're at a higher frequency than they are or not. You are claiming that to be your truth the second you react. Because reaction and defensiveness and competition and everything else comes from the AI programming. And that's why you have to become the masters of thinking, the masters of thought through your heart rather than your mind. And that is, that is what is occurring. This total solar eclipse not only bathed the light workers, the star seeds, way showers, gatekeepers, grid workers, but it bathed all of humanity. It cracked their hearts open. It is bathing them with a heart-centered unity consciousness. And so, as that heart-based energy bathes each of them, bathes all of us, it's cracking us open to more clarity, deeper truths. And for those that are unawakened and who have chosen not to awaken and ascend in this ascension cycle, they're not going to know what's going on. All they're going to do is continue to project out. Continue to say you are wrong, that you are a false prophet, that you are this, that you are that. Because they are at a lower frequency, and that's the stuff that is falling away. And that is why it is most necessary to remain in your peaceful hearts and to maintain the highest frequency of love that you have evolved to. Love is, sweet ones. Regardless if it wants to be embraced or not, love is. It is good, it is bad, it is indifferent, it is every polarity, every duality, every separation, every darkness, and every light. And when you come to master yourself, there's no need to react. There is no need to engage. There is only love and peace. And all we can do is hold space and be that pillar of peace. Encourage them. Stop. Breathe. Center yourself. Stop. Observe what you're doing. But when you engage in their tantrums, when you engage in their rage, when you engage with them, one, you're feeding more energy to it, which is amplifying it. And two, that's what you're saying, universe, God, creator, self. I want to experience this chaos and turbulence some more. So bring it into me again, once again in the future. And this is where you guys are being asked. We want all of us. You're at a choice point. And you've already been given your silver canvas to create your new golden reality on. And through these next 40 some days of chaos and turbulence, as the old falls away and is deconstructed and reconstructed through the energy of love, as all the old energies of the old 3D grid presents itself and we transform it to light, we bathe it in new energy and neutralize it, we are creating the new earth. But it's when we engage in it that we are continuing to say, I want to stay in that old pattern, that old timeline, that old grid. I don't want to experience heaven on earth right now. I'm not ready. And that's why it's important to stay in your peaceful heart, sweet ones. It's why it's important to remain calm in whatever is being projected or presented for you. Now, you can be that pillar of peace, sweethearts. You can remain calm, and then you can go outside with nature, with Gaia, and scream to release the frustration that they, that you did not react back to. That is anger. That is allowing Gaia and the Creator to take that from you. And that's the beauty of our true nature. We are transformers. We are transmuters. And we transform any energy that is presented to us, good, bad, or indifferent. We transform it into a higher light. And the greatest thing you can do for yourself is not judge yourself. If you find yourself reacting, it's okay. Catch yourself as soon as possible and heart center yourself back. Ground yourself. Stop you. As soon as you observe it, stop. You start to feel yourself reacting. Stop and breathe and recenter yourself. And that's where observing thyself comes in, sweet ones. The more as you journey along and rise yourself into frequencies, higher frequencies, you're going to be tested, you're going to be initiated, you're going to be projected at. And the higher in frequency you go, the more that calm, peaceful gracefulness of that mastery is embraced. Because the higher in frequency you go, the more gentle and graceful you become. Because you are being returned to your natural state of being. And when you can be that pillar of peace, remain in your peaceful heart, remain that calm in the eye of the storm and the turbulence and the chaos, and be that master of chaos, you are being the transformers of that energy, of the collective energy, and of your individual energy. So just flow in grace, sweet ones. Focus on you. Focus on the mastery of you. Don't let this outside world dictate your emotions. Because the second you react, you're giving your power away. You're giving your mastery away. You're giving your control away. Never allow the mind to overwrite the heart, sweet ones, for it's the heart that gave the mind life. And that's what it comes down to. Live in your heart, sweet ones. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself. Have a magical day. I love you. Big, big, big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. I'm holding you in eternal peace, love, grace, beauty, magic, abundance, joy, harmony. So really allow yourself to feel it. Is the money system going to go away eventually, Curtis? It will. Sweet ones, it's helpful to understand this. Money has a very evil connotation of energy attached to it. You guys, everything is a polarity, and that polarity has to be brought back to 0 point. You have experienced lack. You have experienced struggle. You have experienced all of the lower timelines. And the only way to neutralize that is a planetary zero back to 0 point, as a planetary or as a collective zero, to neutralize it back to 0 point, is to experience its polarity. It's why you have to apply love to fear, because that's the only way you 0 point anything. It's why you cannot you should not, whatever word you want to say, cannot, should not, whatever, react to what is being presented, because the only way to neutralize it is to apply the polarity. And everything that is being presented is all of that old mindset, that old AI program, that old construction. And that's why to 0 point it without you creating it for your future, you have to 0 point it, and the only way to 0 point it is through peace, is calm, is love, and non-reaction to it, non-engagement, non-participation. And so in order to neutralize the lack, the struggle, the poverty consciousness, the victim mentality that we have been enslaved in, you have to experience its polarity. So, Curtis, to answer your question, will the monetary system eventually go away? Yes, it will. We will become a bartering society, if you will. We will eventually become give what you can, take what you need. We will become that which we used to be. Instead of a contract, your word, your handshake will become the contract. We are the masters of chaos. We are the pillars of peace. And we are here to restore. Humanity has lost their humanity, their morality, their integrity, their trust. And it is through us being those very pillars. It is for us to trust in the midst of distrust. It is for us to be love in the midst of fear. It is for us to be abundance in the space of lack. It is for us to hold those higher vibrational energies, to neutralize the collective and those that are unawakened that cannot neutralize it to 0 point. That is our missions. That is our purposes right now. And by doing so, we are neutralizing the energy of money. Every time you use your debit card, every time you spend money, whatever it may be, bless it. Send it with light. Neutralize it. And so, yes, in order to neutralize everything that you have experienced, you had to make your hearts lighter than a feather. You have to release the darkness within your hearts. The cellular energetic memory imprints. And that's what's being presented. And as the 3D falls away and the 5D manifests and anchors in to the physical plane now, you will start to experience, providing you can stay in that frequency in the peacefulness and calmness of your heart, you will find that it is being neutralized planetarily and collectively, and that abundance will come into you. Abundance is a frequency. And the higher in frequency you rise yourself to, the more you 0 point everything and neutralize everything. Is coming into a bartering system, coming into a space of give what you can, take what you need. Is that going to happen overnight? No, it's not. And that is where when you see somebody in need, you extend what you have and you give unconditionally, selflessly, if you have extra to give. You know, that's where you see someone in sorrow, in sadness, you reach out and you be that love, extend that nurturing, extend that compassion, extend that comfort, be that shoulder for them. And that is how you change the world, sweet ones. And that, yes, humanity will be bathed with the abundance of the Creator. Because humanity has to experience that in order to 0 point it. But it's how each of us use the abundance from the Creator. And I'm not talking just monetary. I'm talking every gift that we receive from the Creator. It's how we master that abundance and use it. You know, if you're going to sit there and use the abundant, beautiful gifts that we are giving to do healing, to do readings, and you have expectation of payment, you have expectation of getting something in return, you're going to bitch and you're going to moan and you're going to complain when it's not going your way, because you have expectation and conditions attached to a gift that you have been given. And that is where you have to become the master for yourself. It doesn't matter what the outside world is projecting, is how you're perceiving it. You know, if you're frustrated for whatever reason, you know, that is a space within you. And this is a magical time, and this is a very high profile time, if you will, of energy that is instant manifestation and instant karmic return. You know, and so observe thyself, sweet ones. Be that pillar of peace, you know, And if you can get yourselves into the habit of blessing everything, whether it is your food, whether it is your debit card, whether it is your vehicle, whether it is your pillow, when you can put yourself in a state of gratitude in every breath and be grateful for absolutely everything, because you know what? As a society, we've been taught that material things are our lovers. And when you can release all that and then rebuild, if you will, and be grateful for everything that you obtain, that is where you will begin to see the magic of abundance in every way, in every shape, in every form. All right. Let me go back here. Somebody said something here. I am a woman. Really, no one can share sadness in this life, only selfishness. That's right. A.N. Did I say that right? Beautiful. Humanity with guns, racism. We just transform it, A.N. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. Beautiful. Cynthia, if only this could be reality. I'll never see it in my lifetime. Good luck to you all. Cynthia, that's because you choose to not see it in your lifetime. Because it all begins with you. And as long as you expect the outside world to change and you are not willing to change, Cynthia, then you are the creator of your reality. And the words you speak is what you're creating. And when you sit there and you say, I never will experience, well, then you're telling the creator and you're telling yourself that you're not ready to experience. So big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. Sweetheart, Cynthia, I'm holding space for you and sending you love and healing. I encourage you to go within and get out of your mind, beautiful. A.N. Creator gives us everything but around, but will not give us the chance to discover ourselves. The Creator's with you every time. It's for you to discover it, beautiful. It's for you to discover the Creator there. Rose, we are very, very blessed, and we are very, very, very graced. Ian, what about a mother fighting against some troubles and finally cannot do it? That spirit showing you, Ian, to give up the fight. There is no fight in love. There is no purpose to fight in love. And when each of you come to a space where you are ready to give up the fight to fight for love, you will find that it will grace you in every moment and in every breath. It's only you, individually, that find it necessary to fight in the name of love. It is only each of you that find it necessary to fight for peace. You can't fight for peace. You can't fight for love. It just is, sweet ones. It's a space you find within yourself. And as long as you have to fight for peace, as long as you have to fight for love, that fight ain't outside of you, sweethearts. That fight is the battle between your mind and your heart within. Simple as that. Alright, what about asking help and no one come to help you, even with words? In every given moment, when you ask, you have received, Ian. And it's only you that is not recognizing the receiving of it. Because you want it in a specific way. You have attached an expectation to the Creator on how it is to be delivered to you. And when you can let go, when you pray, when you ask, you do receive. Now, whether you recognize that in 5 minutes, immediately, in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years, is solely up on you. But the second you ask, you have received. Oh, Brian, I'm grateful and thankful for each of you, truly. And yes, of course, but with a child and a baby, what can we do? You can go within your hearts and you can change the energetic imprint and the energetic thought process and the energetic behavior pattern of your thoughts that are keeping you in lack and in struggle. That's how you change it. Anna Marie, Sweet one, have you any feeling of Doreen Virtue denouncing all of her past cards and teachings and now calling the rest of us lower energies? I have not heard that, Anna Marie. I am not aware on the physical aspect of what you are speaking of. I'm not aware of what you're speaking of, beautiful. And if that is what Doreen Virtue is saying and claiming, bless her heart, you know, that's her journey. And if that's how she feels, that's her truth, and that's okay. Love has no opinion, sweet ones. There is no opinion that matters, including our own. Love is. There, in divine love, there is, excuse me, there is no reaction. Divine love has no reaction. It has no opinion. It has no judgment. It is only the human aspect that has an opinion, that gives a judgment, and does a reaction. So bless her heart, if that is her path and her truth and her journey, hallelujah. Bless Doreen Virtue for having the courage and the strength to step into that. You know, just because it is her truth doesn't make it everybody else's. Truth is as fluid as the frequency you hold. And you know, from reading what you're saying, Anna Marie, it sounds to me like with this total solar eclipse, she's being broken open to another aspect of herself that she has to face, that she has to deal with. You know, I'm not saying she's right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying, bless her heart. You know, we each are being broken up to things that were hidden and unseen, that we haven't remembered or dealt with. And you know, sweet ones, it doesn't matter what Doreen Virtue or Greg Braden or me or anybody else says. We're here to be a pillar of light. And it's only our perceptions that make it anything other than what it is. So that statement, Anna Marie, I'm going to say, you know, whatever Doreen Virtue is doing, for her, that's love. And for us, it's love, whether our human aspect perceives it to be, wants to accept it to be. It all is just love. And that's the journey and the beauty. That's the magic and the beauty of the journey. It's because you come back to a space of peace. You come back to a space of love. And it don't matter. That you accept any and all and everything and everybody. Whether their beliefs, their actions, or whatever do not resonate with you, you still accept it and allow them and honor them and respect them and trust them that that's their journey. It's not ours. It's not yours. It's theirs. And everybody has their own journey. And nobody's opinions matter. And when you can catch yourselves judging, when you can catch yourself reacting, when you can catch yourself throwing an opinion out there because you don't disagree with that person's truth. And you can be that pillar of light and just say, breathe. Stop, breathe. You know, you don't have to react to this. You don't have to claim it to be your truth. That's being the pillar of peace. That is being an example of divine love. Because divine love has no reaction. Divine love has no opinion. And divine love has no judgment. Divine love is peace, the only absolute truth. In creation of all creation is peace. And humanity, as the human aspects, have a hard time being peace. Because they think it's important. They think it's necessary. And hear my words here. I'm saying think. They think it's necessary. They think it's important. They think everybody's below them. And so therefore they find it necessary to offer their opinion. They find it necessary to become defensive. They find it necessary to pass judgment. They find it necessary to react. And that's only the human aspect, the mind programming that we've been enslaved under. I am troubles, and loneliness. Those are all things that are you hold within your heart that you have to forgive and let go of. And Doreen also said she saw 3 visions of Jesus and found that all she did with tarot and reading the future was wrong, and we are wrong to continue. Those words stirred the Catholic fear in me. So now feel lost. You feel lost because it triggered you, Anna Marie. So allow yourself to go within and observe and feel into that fear that she triggered in you. And turn it back to love, beautiful. Transform it back to love. Cynthia, I'm not saying it will never happen, just that my days are limited by physical age and don't expect to see it happen. Cynthia, sweetheart, you can see it. All you got to do is close your eyes and see it. Sweet ones, this physical reality is an illusion and a hologram. It is not your true life. Right now, it is not your true reality. When you go to sleep at night, your spirit leaves your vessel, and your dream time is your true realities. So Cynthia, beautiful, you experience it in every breath. Age has no matter, beautiful. The outside world don't matter, but you feel the magic and the love and the abundance and the beauty and the glory and the harmony and the joy of the Creator in every breath, if you so choose to see it. And we're helping you to see it. We're sending you love, Cynthia, because we want you to be able to see it. Because we love you. And we're here. Jack says you don't receive because you don't allow Spirit to guide you and take action as Spirit speaks to you. Absolutely. Can I send you her interview? Sure, you can see it. Send it. I'll do as I read it, I'll just sit there and send it light and love and surround it in the glory of the Creator. Curtis, the thing that woke up with this solar eclipse is the Creator with me that woke me up. Creator's with you in every moment. Jack says, everyone creates and experiences what they create. You discover things you like and don't like. Eventually, you learn to take all those experiences and bring it all back to love. There is no right or wrong. That's how you get out of the judgment program and all other AI programs to be heart-centered and a pillar of peace. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, sweet ones, let me go back to what Jack said here just a bit ago. Your journeys, your physical life this time. We won't talk about past lives, but let's talk about this life. Everything in this life for each of you has shown you what you like and what you don't like, what you want in your life and what you do not want. So it is a matter of participating and engaging that which you want versus that which you don't want. And if you can observe your life and then really sit down and be present with your soul, your heart, your spirit, and ask yourself, and this is something I do every week, because you are not the same person that you were a year ago. You are not the same person you were 6 months ago. You are not the same person you were yesterday. And so it's really helpful. Just because you had a dream 10 years ago doesn't make that dream your dream right now. And it is really helpful, the sweet ones, to really sit down and be present with yourself and ask yourself periodically, who am I? What is it that I want now, right now? And you will discover that energy and life flows. It changes in every breath, every thought, every emotion, every moment, every action, every deed, every reaction, every consequence. I mean, you are deserving of everything you get and everything you experience. Good, bad, or indifferent. You are deserving of it. And the reason I say that is because life is an echo. Energy out is energy back, whether you recognize it as such or not. And in every given moment, you are experiencing your own energy, good, bad, or indifferent. And that is where, when you can become the master of chaos, that pillar of peace, that pillar of light, that pillar of love, you are able to understand that in every given moment, you are experiencing your own energy, because it is held within your cellular memory DNA. I hope that makes sense. Oh, Cynthia, big hugs and blessings, beautiful. Chuck says, I try to balance by doing a few free readings for people that help me or need clarification or help. And you know, that's what it is, sweet ones. You have to find balance in giving and receiving. If you consistently give, and never allow yourself to receive, and I don't mean by charging or anything like that, I'm just saying in general, there's an imbalance there. You know, we have been taught that selfless, unconditional love is sacrifice. And that's the farthest thing from the absolute truth of the Creator. There is no sacrifice in love. There is only love. Love requires no sacrifice. It will never ask you to sacrifice. Now, do you, when you are in your heart space, let me clarify that before you guys come at me. When you are in your heart space, you give selflessly. You put something aside to, if spirit guides somebody to you, or an experience to you, or you run across somebody who needs help. Whatever it may be, I'm using that as an example. When you give of yourself selflessly, when you say, hey, dinner is going to have to wait for an hour, this person has a flat tire and needs my help, my assistance. When you give of yourself freely, it is not a sacrifice when it is done through the heart. It is only the mind programming that will consider it a sacrifice. And that is the beauty of us and how we can transform it. Curtis, I go from within to create. I don't really dream much. You are such an uplifting speaker. You clear the sleep from our eyes and help us to see. I appreciate you. Oh, big hugs and blessings. You humble me, Anna Marie. You know, for me, sweet ones, I always encourage you guys to follow your passion, to follow your bliss. Only I say it, if it twitterpates your heart, that is Spirit showing you the next step to take. And for myself, it don't matter the hell that I'm dealing with in my personal life, or if I am. For me to do something like this, or to make a post, or to write poetry and have somebody say, I feel that. I feel that love. Or, thank you, you have really opened my eyes. Or, thank you for showing me the light, a new way of being. For me, that is the greatest humbling gift from the Creator I could ever receive. And for me, I have absolute faith and trust in the Creator. And to know that I can put a smile in somebody's heart, to know that I can help somebody, whether it's in my presence or thousands of miles across the globe, for me, that's what twitterpates my heart. It brings to me tears of gratitude and tears of joy that I can do that. I love you, sweet ones. I am very, very grateful for you. Chuck, this Mercury retrograde is really bringing a lot of technical difficulties, sweet ones. And that's something else to observe. Maybe somebody's projecting out at you. Like last night, this girl was drunk and she kept messaging me. And, and she kept getting more angry and angry because I would not respond. At first I just sat there and said, sending you loves, yada, 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 yada. You keep saying you want to die and you're going to die. Sweetheart, that's what you're going to create. Really just breathe. Don't react to what you're going through. And she just kept getting more mad and more mad and more mad, so I wouldn't respond anymore, And then she put a whole lot of stuff on my page today. I finally blocked her. But when you can see it for what it is, and I asked Spirit, I said, okay, I'm enough with this, enough with Crystal, let her go. And I'm telling you, I was listening to YouTube, I was listening to some solfeggio music, and all of a sudden my internet went out and wouldn't come on for over 2 hours. I finally ended up just meditating and spending a lot of time outside with Gaia and looking at the stars. But not only did my internet and Wi-Fi go out, but also my phone, which has nothing to do with that. I mean, I get my phone through AT&T, my service. But my phone literally went completely out of service. And and sometimes those things that we don't observe, we just look at as technical difficulties, is really divine intervention. And again, when chaos, or what seemingly seems like chaos, like, oh God, my internet's out, those are gifts, those are blessings. And when you can be grateful for it and find gratitude in it, whether you see the unseen or the hidden message or whatever it may be, the Creator works and Spirit works in magical ways that the human aspect of us truly will never be able to wrap itself around Creator's magnificence. The human aspect just cannot. Because it's denseness, it's matter. The vessel is matter. And Spirit, it's form. And Spirit is formless. Lily and Howard, please post this, sister, in my group. Spirit. Honey, Lillian, you should be able to share it to your group. Facebook over 2 years ago took my sharing ability in groups away from me. I literally, if I want to share something, I physically have to go into a group and copy and paste. And it won't let me do that with videos. So, sweetheart, Lillian, you're going to have to be the one to share it, the video itself, because, Facebook has taken that ability away from me. And I just bless them for it. It's been 2 years and they haven't given it back to me. It doesn't really bother me. Spirit needs no acknowledgement, That's why I really don't. I share my video I'm able to share it to my healing page. And other than that, I'm grateful that you guys love me enough and that you find the beauty in sharing. I'm grateful that you do. But that's why I don't... Other than the fact that Facebook don't allow me to share to groups, it's why I don't go into groups. If I share a post, it's in one of 3 groups, because I'm not going to spend 5 hours posting in 1,000 groups. I'm just not going to do it. If Spirit wants somebody to see my post, if Spirit wants somebody to see my videos, Spirit will guide them to my wall. Spirit will guide them where it's on the news feed. Spirit don't need no acknowledgement. Spirit doesn't tell you to put yourself out there. That's just the human aspect of us that does. Brenda, I got tears. Oh, big hugs and blessings, sweet one. Chuck says, just be mine. Equipment issues are too much energy. Chuck's, it's Mercury retrograde in Uranus. And your energy, because our energy affects the electronics. Mercury retrograde enhances it, amplifies it by, like, well, this Mercury retrograde like 100-fold. Loving blessings to you too, Curtis. I love you, sweet ones. You guys are awesome. Michelle, you're a blessing to me, beautiful. So, sweet ones, have a great day. Thank you, Chucks. I thank you all for sharing. I really, truly do. Jack says, a rock will never be able to experience what it is like to float like a feather. Birds have feathers and can fly. If birds have rocks instead of feathers, they would be called human. Jax, as funny as that is, there is so much truth in that. I love you, Jax. And Praveen, to watch you live, who pays for my data? Nobody asked you to watch me live, sweetheart. That was your choice. And I'm grateful you chose to. Big, big hugs and blessings, sweetheart. Lauren says, I found you completely by coincidence. It was wonderful. I love listening to your words. Hey, Lauren, beautiful. There is no such thing as coincidence. None. It's all synchronicity. And that is how Spirit and the Creator works with us. I found you completely by coincidence. Nope. The Creator guided you to find me, sweetheart. It was a synchronicity for you. Because it was time for your soul to come into my presence and for my soul to come and my spirit to come into yours. And that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift when we are led to each other. That is truly magical. And that is, in every sense of the word, the glory and the magnificence of us and of the Creator. Because He will always lead your heart to where it needs to be. And whether that is in somebody's arms, or whether that is in somebody's presence, or if that's to a magical place in nature, self and spirit will always guide you to where your heart needs to be. And your soul will overcome every obstacle, every mountain, every bump in the road, to get your heart to where it needs to be. That's the beauty of us. And that's the glory of God and the magnificence of the Creator. And that is where, in every breath, gratitude comes in. Because every breath is a miracle. Every breath is a holy gift of life, of love. Love is. Life is the creation of that love. And when we can love our miscreations that present itself right now, then the magic of the Creator and the synchronicities magnify and amplify. There are so many synchronicities that unless we slow down, unless we quiet our minds, unless we find peace and be in peace in our hearts, so many of them go unnoticed. And that's why I say, when you pray, when you ask, so shall you receive immediately. But unless you're in your space of heart, unless you're in that peace, you're not going to receive those answers, those clarity, those gifts, that magic, those synchronicities. Because as long as you're in your mind, and you're, in your head, and you're busy, and you're racing, and your thoughts are racing, you're not able to see the synchronicities and the magic and the answers. We are very, very clever with ourselves, sweet ones. We have hidden so much from ourselves because this was a journey of a maze. a journey of puzzle pieces. And if you like doing puzzles, dig deeper. Because truly, you're coming to a space right now where you're just putting the last pieces of the puzzles into the final puzzle. The second you put that last piece into the overall puzzle, you're given the golden key to the gates of heaven. Allow yourself to receive the golden key. Big hugs and blessings, Pamela. To all of you, I love you, sweethearts. You're so beautiful. If only you. Pamela, that's beautiful. Now just keep communicating to her. It's actually a him. And I say that because for the masculine, it's actually a her. Everything's a polarity, sweethearts. So I love you. And for those who need it, you need a virtual hug or some harmony or some comforting energies, somewhere in my videos, in my list of videos on my wall or my star language transmissions, go listen to them, sweet ones. They'll help. When you start to feel teetering or sorrow or grief, whatever it may be, I encourage you to listen to my star language transmissions. They're comforting. They'll give you that virtual hug. They'll wrap you in that love. And, if you guys would like me to do a new one, just let me know, and I will. So I love you, sweet ones. How you doing, Lizette? Big hugs and blessings. Have a magical afternoon, guys. Big hugs and blessings. I love you. See you later, sweet ones. Bye-bye now.